Marvel movies are the death of cinema. There, I said it. Okay. But all jokes aside, there's one particular reason that I'm making this video. It was the Monday after the Oscars had aired, and me and a few friends were talking about a poll we'd just done, as well as what we thought of the films that were nominated, what we thought of the film that won, and etc. But then, this happened.
Oh, I don't watch the Oscars because they don't really give the recognition to the movies I enjoy.
What? Then a young man asked her.
Well, what kind of movies do you enjoy? Oh, I love the Marvel movies, and I wish the Oscars would give them the recognition they deserve. They're such great movies, aren't they?
And it was at this moment I knew what needed to be done.
Part 1. The Marvel movies have nothing to say about society or film.
So I'm gonna give a description of a Marvel movie, and tell me if you can guess which Marvel movie it is. Ready? Here we go.
A man down on his luck experiences hardship, and through the hardship, gains superpowers. But then a bad guy with no explanation of his motivation appears and causes havoc. But in the end, the hero defeats him and gets the girl.
So, can you tell me which Marvel movie that was? Oh wait, you can't. It's all of them. Oh wait, that's not all. I also conducted an experiment after the release of Black Panther. And here's the tape. Roll it, Johnny. Well, sir, what do you think of Black Panther?
Oh, me and my wife and kids, we loved it. Loved it. Super easy to understand. It was just so basic. I loved it. It was just so easy for everyone to enjoy.
Well, sir, you've given us a lot of insight into the mind of a film consumer. Thank you very much. Now, if that little spiel didn't tell you clear enough why I dislike the Marvel movies, here's why in 3 simple points. Number 1. There's no themes, as stated before. Now, to briefly illustrate my point, here is an example from another superhero movie that I actually like, Spider-Man 2. What is the theme of Spider-Man 2? Well, it's about balancing all the chaos in your life and finding your true self in the end. If let's do the same with a Marvel film. What's the theme of Civil War? If you and your friends have any kind of disagreement, immediately proceed to beat the shit out of them? Or, if you find out something shady about your friend's past, try to murder his ass? Quite the great message in these films, if there is any. Number 2, there's no stakes or consequences in any of these films because cha-ching, baby! It was never more clear to me than when I was in the theater watching Guardians of the Galaxy 2. When Michael Rooker's character died, I was just like, oh, they killed off a C-list character because he doesn't really make the big bucks, if you know what I'm saying. And it's continued in every other Marvel movie. No character that the audience actually will ever care about is ever gonna be on the chopping block. Just because money, baby! And it just ruins the authenticity and realism in any of these stories. Number 3, they're all the same movie. Now, in my experience watching all the Marvel films, it became very clear to me that every single one of them is just Sam Raimi's original Spider-Man remade over and over and over. And the reason that worked for Sam Raimi was because superheroes were always a joke before that, and it was just a simple formula to make a fun, relatable superhero movie. But now Marvel has killed it. I basically said the premise of it in my previous joke segment. Boy down on his luck gets some kind of opportunity, and then bad guy appears, and then he gets the girl. Pretty much it. And the only interesting Marvel films are the ones that do stray from the formula, but these are so 1 in a million that it's basically not even worth mentioning. Anyway, if that wasn't enough of an explanation, let's move on. Yippee!
Part 2. The real depressing part of this.
But wait, there's more! After Black Panther released, there was this big thing about Black Panther representation in film. Black Panther is such a big step in representing African Americans in film. And I was just thinking, what? The black community cares more about a cynical action movie than an actual film that has something to say about society and our culture? Care more about a black actor being a superhero than a film like Moonlight, which actually has something to say about urban youth and being a closeted gay? Or Get Out, which is about unknowingly making other races a victim of our own pleasures? Like, these are smartly written films, but you people don't care. Jordan Peele, for Christ's sake, an extremely talented black director and writer, gets nominated for an Oscar and wins, and this girl in our class wouldn't even give a shit just because he didn't make a Marvel movie, for Christ's sake. Like, no one cares about smart film anymore. And it's not just with Marvel movies. It also happened with a film called Annihilation.
Here's a movie that has 5 women in it without being showy about it. Or look at us, we're doing a thing. And then it's completely failed. With all the talk that this is the time for women, the uprising of women in Hollywood, you know. Women don't get enough roles. Women need positive role models in movies. And they're like, this is it on a fucking silver platter, and no one talked about it. And so I found that surprising.
You push all this stuff about diversity and representation, but you only care about the cynical action movies that are the definition of Wall Street. Like, really? This is why cinema is dying. Oh, I apologize for that rant. I hope you enjoyed,
And have a nice day.
If you enjoy our content, then please consider supporting Some Film Snobs on Patreon. Thank you.